Hey, what's up, y'all? And this is a Lite-Bulb moment.
I'm Asania.
And I'm Deshaun.
And it's a motivational podcast.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, awesomeness. I love motivational podcasts.
Stay tuned.
Y'all check it out. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Lite-Bulb Moment Podcast.
Lite-Bulb Moment, baby.
A feel-good podcast. A podcast that's going to make you get off to a good start to whatever you're doing. Whether you're listening to it on Monday or whether you're listening to it on whatever day of the week, work day, weekend day, any day. It's a great day to be here with us on the Lite-Bulb Moment Podcast. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm trying to motivate people and motivate myself, man. So, here to give that love, man.
That's what's up.
Here to give that love.
How was your weekend? It was good.
My weekend was cool, man. It was chill. It was just a little tired.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. I had to pause. Yeah, it was fun, man. I'm just getting old, man.
Right.
Age just started to show itself in everything that I do.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's funny.
But it was a dope weekend. It was a weekend full of entertainment, man. So I appreciate it. You need that sometimes. You need that.
You need a break from life every now and then.
Because life has so many levels to it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I agree with you. You do need a break, man.
That's
big time. Big time.
So today we are talking about levels of life and overcoming life's challenges. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry, but I can read just in case I stumble a couple of times. But, it was kind of far away. You know what I'm saying?
You need glasses. You need them glasses.
Right.
Them glasses. See, I can't even speak right myself.
Right. Levels of life and overcoming life challenges and obstacles and stuff.
Age and perspective, bro. That's one of that's the key thing.
Right.
Everything is perspective, and with age, your perspective changes.
Everything is perspective.
Right.
Everything.
The glass can be half full.
The glass can be
half empty. Oh, you stupid. But it's still drinkable.
Right.
You can still use it as a tool to consume fluids.
Right. So when you think about levels of life, like what's like the first thing that comes to mind for you?
Experiences that will occur.
Okay.
Transitional experiences in life.
Mm-hmm.
I think every so many years when you hit that new age range, for instance, like 21 is a big, and that's only big because motherfuckers want to drink alcohol. Right. Cats trying to get alcohol.
They have made it into a holiday.
Yeah, it's turning into a big thing. But I think 18, more than 16 and all that. But 18 because you're out on your own, or you're heading out to be on your own to become an adult. 25 because at 25 you're no longer seen as
a
child. Yeah. You're officially an adult. Uncle Sam is taxing you, not your parents.
Hell, he was taxing me at that damn 16.
Right, but your parents can still claim you, so he was
claiming for a long time.
For a long time, but
like, when I wasn't there.
Up until 25, you have to get your own car. You gotta get your own car insurance, and taxes are the two things that make you transition.
Yeah.
But also at the age of 25, you're starting to get closer to 30. So you're really trying to figure out, you're transitioning from that juvenile stage.
You're finding your path.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it happens for everybody at that point.
Right. Everyone has their own, and I think that's a great thing to say. Everyone has their own journey. Like, 21 for you might not be 21 for somebody else.
Right.
And that's with any age.
Right.
Some people don't turn 21 until they turn 31. You know what I mean?
Son, I wish I could have saw my face when you said that. Some people do not turn 21 until they turn 30. Some people don't even turn like 25 until they like 55.
But some people turn 30 when they turn 21.
True.
Because they have to grow up faster.
Because life experiences.
The life experience
change their perspective on everything.
Exactly.
But then I still think that even at that age, even though you were forced to grow up and mature a lot faster due to your life experiences, it still has a lot to do with perspective.
Most definitely.
Like, because when that happened to you at 21,
Right.
even once you get to 35, that event is not going to have the same, you're not going to have the same outlook on that event or that experience that you did when you had at 21.
Right. Not at all. Like, you're just, no one's the same person at 21 and 30. And if you are the same person at 20 and 35, you have a huge problem.
I feel for you.
Right. Like, I think I love you.
Yeah. You got a rough road. But 30 is dope because, and it's crazy because nobody tells you that 30 is a fun age.
It feels good.
You do, because you're starting to become more in tune with yourself.
It's kind of like, I'm me and I'm dope.
And this is how I'm going to roll. Right. I'm not going to, you try to take control of your life.
Right.
I'm not going to say everybody does that. Some people still allow their parents or whatever figures in their life control and dictate what they do. But I also, at the age of 30, I think you start to slow down. Stuff starts making more sense.
You know what? I don't think you necessarily slow down. I think you change priorities and you speed up in other areas. I would say that. Because I know people who turn 30 and they sped up in the area of relationship. And you may look at it as, oh, they slowed down. They don't go out no more. No, they're just more aggressively looking for a relationship. So you still have that energy, but it's channeled in different areas, I would say.
That's deep.
Yeah, I think.
You just bust my head with that one.
Yeah.
That was deep as a mug, man. That was deep as hell.
Even with, like, career. Because it's like, I'm 39, goddamn. I need to be in some type of something.
Yeah.
As with 25, you're like, I'll get there. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying my life. That's everybody at 21.
No, not everybody. No, I think that is the Generation X baby boomers. I think the millennials understand, I don't care. I'm 21, 22, 23. I can get it.
Right.
Regardless,
right.
Career-wise right now, and still enjoy what I'm doing and still enjoy life and still have fun. That's my perspective on them right now. Like, they hustle mentality is a lot different from ours in previous conversations we had. But I think
I guess that might be just me then.
But I do agree with you as far as the relationship stuff. Once you hit 30, you start getting more serious.
Right.
You're not trying to, because you see your clock ticking, man.
Yeah, and it's time to. 30 is a planning. You should have already been planning, but I think 30, you really like looking at your plans. Like, okay, what is this? Like, what does this mean?
No, it's funny you say you should have been planning. I had a conversation with my mom. And she was talking about African American people, and somebody was saying that we shouldn't have children until our 30s because we're slightly delayed as far as growth. And the planning process, not to say that's all African Americans, and I think women have an advantage over men. I think women from the Generation X in that time frame are always goal oriented. So
that's why they run shit. Black women
they got so much stuff going on. Yeah. Right, but the gun and the noose was pointed at the black man's head. Right. So we have more of a developmental delay.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to make
girls
sure.
Girls do mature faster than guys.
And girls already do mature faster than guys. So you already have a maturation, a delay with your maturation.
Do you think that kind of trickled down through our DNA and it really makes
over time? Yeah. It's the conditioning of the black society. Mm-hmm. So, that's part of our life. That's part of our culture. Because think about a lot of black men do grow up when they get in their 30s. Yeah. I'm not going to say all of us, but a lot of them, when we get to 30, all the women that is in their 20s are like, he won't settle down, he won't be serious, he won't be mature. I'll be like, give him to 30.
That's why they date guys in their 30s.
Right.
Yeah.
Give him to 30, and if he hasn't done it by 31, 32, then let him go.
Right.
But
that's a long time, though.
Then I feel like you should casually date between your 20s.
Yeah, most definitely.
I feel like in your 20s.
Just kind of keep them around.
Keep them around.
Right.
That's my perspective.
Right.
I think when you start, and you're in your 20s and you're investing in trying to build a relationship and you're not sure of yourself or exactly what direction you want to go with your career, because this is something that I never understood, and I thought I wasn't going to be subjected to it, but I had everybody I looked at who graduated in their 20s, who finished school in their 20s, or graduated and got a degree, the closer they got to 30, they start looking at the career and they're like, I don't want to do this.
That happens often, yeah.
Because they were so busy trying to accomplish those goals and stuff, they weren't really trying to learn themselves and understand them. I don't even understand the concept of sending your child to college straight out of high school.
You don't think that should happen?
No.
Why?
Because an 18-year-old doesn't really know themselves.
Then what do you think an 18-year-old should do?
I think an 18-year-old should go get a job. I think the 18-year-old should experience the world. I think 18-year-old, because you sending an 18-year-old to college who has an idea of what they might want to do with themselves, but that's only based upon the information that their parent gave to them. Now, if your child is ready, they know exactly what they're going to pursue, and I feel like that comes from
display that
maturity, but that comes from life experiences. So, for instance, wealthy individuals are people who understand knowledge. They expose their children to certain things at a very young age. Like, I don't know anybody in my social group who left the country before the age of 18. So all they know, or let alone the city that we lived in, and experienced life. I'm not talking about going on a vacation, you got to see what the city looked like, but actually went somewhere else to live and grow and absorb that culture. So by the time they were 18, do you really know what you want to do with yourself?
I think 18 in college I think it's good. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it's good at 18 to leave home. And that doesn't have to be for college.
Yeah, I agree. Leaving home is fine.
Yeah, and like to go to another city and
to go live life and meet new people.
But you can do that with college.
But you're creating debt for yourself.
I mean, college that debt gonna be created.
With college, that's debt you're creating for yourself, and that's a level of stress and responsibility that a lot of the times, because when we back in the day, rites of passage, your rites of passage happen when you hit puberty.
Right.
We don't have no rites of passage in this society anymore. The child hits puberty, they get a birthday party or a car. You hit 16, you get a birthday party or a car. But your parent is not really sending you out. You may have a part-time job, but you're not working a part-time job with the understanding of the money that you're making is made to support or take care of a household or be responsible.
You're trying to buy your little
You're trying to buy whatever you're trying to get. So your money is not, so the money you're getting from that is not based upon, the money you're getting is not used to support your lifestyle and support yourself. It's more recreational. Then when you get out 18, 19, and all of a sudden a light bulb is supposed to go off or a switch is supposed to be hit, where now it's, okay, I got to go to work, take this money, save it, make it build, make it grow, and then
don't always
put in my car.
Some people still kind of like
budgeting. Because come on, we don't teach our children how to budget money.
Not really.
Manage money.
I'm not going to say... Because I kind of can manage money a little bit, but I can use some work too, just to be completely honest.
But to keep track, I know a hand.
We fuck up before we get it right.
Right. You gotta, you take a step, you trip, you fall, fuck up, and then you start it all over again. You realize, okay, this wasn't the best approach.
Right.
We don't even look at, and this is not just me speaking, it was a study show, we don't even hold on to our money for more than a day. Asian people hold on to their money for like 20 to 30 days. Our money don't last more than a week.
Yeah, that's because we don't, that's a whole nother.
As soon as we get it, we spend it. Yeah. And I'm not talking about African Americans, I'm talking about American culture.
Oh, okay.
Now, African Americans is probably even a higher percentage of that group.
Right.
But just in general, we take, as soon as we get our money, we spend it. We're impulsive. Buy out of excess. We live in excess. An excessive amount of stuff. Most of the stuff we have, we don't even need.
Most definitely. Just about all the shit we got, we don't need.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a level of life that comes with just maturity? Financial maturity?
No. Some people never learn it.
That's true. Some people
No. That is something.
Not with money life.
That is something that goes back to being introspective and perspective and looking at yourself. Like, that's something you have to look at and realize that that's a fault. My people are 60-something years old, and I've had this conversation about financial responsibility with my mom and understanding money. And even to this day, that is not her strong suit. And she's never learned it. And at 65, she's not trying to learn it at this point.
At that point, it's like she's stuck in her ways.
She's stuck in her ways. I understand budgeting. I need to look at, working in the service industry, we made so much cash hand over foot that you weren't thinking about budgeting. Because if you needed...
I hate budgeting. Because I feel like I don't do anything. You know what I mean? It's like you don't think you do anything until you budget. Yeah, you don't think you do anything until you budget. So the whole time, you spending money carelessly.
Right, not paying attention how it's going.
Ain't got nothing to show for it.
Want me to tell you, it's funny you say that, because even on a different level, but it's similar to budgeting. I hadn't kept track of my habits and my to-do list for the past 4 or 5 days. And even when I was doing stuff that felt like I was being productive, the fact that I couldn't see it, write it off, and say I did what I was supposed to that day, I did not feel accomplished at the end of the day on any of those days. Same thing with budgeting your money. If you got your money, you know how much you brought in that month, you know where it's going, and at the end of the month, you can say, I paid this bill, paid that bill, took care of that, and then still see how much you have left over. I think that's a level of gratification.
Right.
It's way more gratifying.
And it's just about being organized. I think it just helps organize your money.
But we don't learn that until like late. And the people who do learn it realize they have to, because that's the only way they can survive. Or they had somebody teaching them that. So
I feel like that's always our story. Like we have to get put in that. That happens often for me. You got to get put in the corner to really figure shit out. When you could have figured it out before you were in the corner, but you didn't need to. It's like you have to get in a situation where it's necessary. Like, I need the budget or I'm going to get evicted.
Yeah.
Like,
and again, some people don't.
I had that job. I mean, I could budget. But
and some people still don't ever get that.
Right.
They just see it as, well, that shit got rough. And my perspective is, it's not my responsibility or my fault.
Right.
That shit, life is just like that. And it's getting harder. So it's cool.
That's what's up. What's up with this affirmation, though?
This affirmation: stagnation is the killer of dreams and aspirations. Always keep it fresh.
Stagnation is the killer of dreams and aspirations. Always keep it fresh. I really like that because I was thinking the other day, like, you just got to make a move.
You do.
You can't. I think not moving is the worst thing you can do. That's the wrong choice. Because you can deal with either choice. Now, one choice may be better than the other choice. That's true. But to not do anything is just the worst thing you can do, I feel.
You become stale.
Yeah.
You know, you have no purpose.
Right. You don't grow.
You don't grow.
You're going to grow from either choice you made.
Right.
Again, one choice might be better than the other, but...
And any dreams that it's kind of like you said, if you're not doing anything, how can you make your dreams? You have to do it. You have to at least get up and try it. If you fall, at least you try, you get up and you try it again. But if you just sitting there, you fall, and then you just lay there and you get stagnant because you feel bad about how the situation went,
right,
then yeah, it's going to kill your dreams.
Right. And then you learn from those mistakes. You learn from trying to cook that one time and you burn up the food or you do something
so now you know not to do it that way.
Okay, well, that didn't work. You know
and I think with the levels of life, people who become stagnant never reach that next...
Most definitely.
That next level, because you're not moving. You're not doing anything for self-growth.
Right.
So... And it's so many...
But time keeps going, though.
Yeah, because with time comes change.
So you'll notice everybody else
it's changing and growing and getting better and whatever, and you being stagnant.
Right.
And you just sitting there, and you have these dreams and aspirations, but you're not getting off your butt to get up and do it.
You know what? I think it was a point in my life where I was stagnant, but I didn't even know it.
That's the thing. Yeah. You know, it's funny you say that, because how would you know if you're not around people who are moving and shaking? See, social media has kind of messed that up. Social media, you have no choice but to look at other people's lives and see what else is going on. And they get jealous. And you got one or two things that's going to happen. You're going to be jealous and you're going to be frustrated and you're going to hate, or you're going to take that hatred and use it as fuel to flame your drive and your ambitions to get up and go take care of your goals.
You'd be like, but damn, they go to Puerto Rico every month.
They go, and then you know it's crazy? Facebook can be such a false representation of a person's life, but it's all back in the perspective.
Right.
How did you view it? How did you look at it? Shit, if they're going to Puerto Rico, you need to get in touch with them and ask them how they get into Puerto Rico all the time. What kind of job are you doing that allows you the luxury of actually getting out and traveling in that way?
What didn't I do?
That's not a bad question. What didn't I do? What is it?
Seriously though, you need to do some self-evaluation. Like, where did you go wrong? I mean, that's the only way you're going to find out where you went wrong, is to ask yourself where you went wrong.
Yeah. I also think technology on social media is like one of the biggest killers of...
Again, like, I agree. Like, social media and technology can definitely be a good and a bad thing. Right. I definitely agree with that. It can have you fooled. Yes. It can have you mad at nothing. It can have you delusional. And it can make those people who, for instance, I'm not saying anyone in particular, but it can make someone want to put on the show and want to please date little followers or whatever like that. So it can get you caught up in a lot of different ways. I think we've all been caught up over social media in some kind of way.
Right.
Yeah. Whether you sitting up there just looking at somebody's picture, going googly-eyed, or whether you're trying to make somebody go googly-eyed,
Right.
We play both roles, you know what I'm saying, for our social media. So I get it. But I love that affirmation. That is dope.
Stagnation is the killer of dreams and aspirations, man.
Stagnation
Always keep it fresh.
It is the enemy.
You don't want that shit to get stale, man. You gotta keep you want to keep it fresh. Don't get stale.
Right.
That's relationships, that's your job, that's everything. But that goes back to organization.
Right.
And it goes back to preparation. And that's one thing that I think messes us up as African Americans, and I hate to keep going, but that's my best example.
Right.
Black.
That's who we are.
Yeah, that's who we are. So I can't determine what life is like with white people. I only based upon what I see.
Right. By the end of the day,
off their experiences. But at the end of the day, as an African American male,
grew up black. You know what I'm saying?
And the different levels of life that I experienced,
right.
I didn't receive the growth I needed because I got stagnant. I just got comfortable in certain parts, and I delayed my growth.
Right.
Like I'm trying to do this in my opinion, at a late age. I love when old people still tell me I'm young and I still have time.
That makes you feel good.
Oh, you don't understand, man. That helps so much, man. Because this is so. Because here's the part. Okay, your parents only give you up to 18, 19, maybe like 21 and 25, and then after that, nobody coaches you on what you're going to experience in life. When you get to 30, you're just supposed to know what you're going to experience it when you get there. When you get to 30, they don't tell you like, okay, you're gonna have an epiphany a percentage of the time when you start looking at where you came from and where you at. The closer you get to 40, there's another greater sense of urgency to accomplish something. I don't care if you Joe Blow off the street who didn't have a college degree, or if you got a college degree, you finished school and you've been working in corporate America. Either one of those points of the spectrum usually have an epiphany or some kind of form of enlightenment when they realize now the person who worked for corporate America knows he's climbed the ladder, so he has the skill and the talent and the resources to accomplish and move to the next level. Where the person the Joe Blow, who has no real background, hasn't achieved too many things, but he's having that same epiphany that this guy is having, it's like he's beating himself up because he doesn't know where to start. He doesn't know how to begin. He doesn't know who to surround himself with. And the only reason that I think we have an advantage right now as Generation X, is because we have technology. You have the computer. You have resources that allow you to answer, that can answer your questions, but you're just typing it in.
Right. Oh my gosh. Stagnation is so horrible.
It is, bro.
It's like being in purgatory.
I was in purgatory.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. Every time I think about the lifestyle I lived before I started doing this, I was in purgatory.
And I think with me, I got one-track minded in a lot of different ways that I was stagnant, but it felt like I was more. That's the thing. Like, I could have sworn I was making progress, but you look back at it, it's like, damn, I wasn't really doing.
You were doing busy work.
Yeah, I was.
You were doing busy work.
I was in the hamster wheel.
Damn, there's 2 Chainz would say treadmilling.
Literally.
Treadmilling. Running in place, going nowhere.
Real fast, though.
Running in place real fast, going nowhere.
Like, you can't tell me I was like sweating.
I treadmill, man. When I was doing that app business, I thought that we was going in hard. I thought the little bit that I was contributing was going to help us move forward. I wasn't putting 100% in. Actually, I wasn't doing anything within that process to make myself a better individual as far as that business was concerned to help improve it.
Right. So I'm all about progress at this point. Like, it gotta. Like I said, I ain't doing no more hobbies. Like everything has to help with in some way, whether it's financially or spiritually,
self-development.
Personal development. It's definitely so important. It's just I hate that I didn't know that or didn't realize that when I was in my 20s.
But nobody was coaching you on that.
I just was kind of going.
No, man.
I was trying to go somewhere, so I'll give myself that, my younger self that. Like, you wanted to do something, it's not like you was just sitting there. But I think if I would have had a little bit better direction, whether it was
you either gonna learn through example or experiences.
Right, exactly.
And if you don't have anybody giving you any examples or giving you any guidance, then your experiences are going to be the coach that you have. You
also be able to take the guidance.
Ooh, that's deep. You just made me hit this. Ooh, that's super deep. You do. That's why I was stagnant.
Because some people
That's why I was in purgatory. Because I was in a space where I was full of so much frustration. I was living in the purgatory of hatred, anger, and frustration and bitterness. And I didn't want to look at things that had occurred in my life and the transitional periods that I had through my life, you know, my levels of life and my growth. So I was just sitting around blazing, just doing my thing, not realizing that there was no growth. In retrospect now, I'm like, dang, maybe I should have went into management for a little while. At least I would have got that experience.
You know what? I think about that too. I don't think about going into management, but I do. One thing I said, I wish I would have learned all that I could learn when I was where I was at. Because in my mind, I was like, I ain't going to be here a long time.
Right.
I'm going to be gone. I ain't got time for this. Like, I'm going to just do what I got to do and I'm going to leave. But if I would have just learned everything that I could at that moment, I think I would be further in life. I think so.
You know what? I'm not gonna say you'll be further in life. You're where you're supposed to be. The only problem with that is, you weren't prepared.
Okay.
I think somebody had given this line that preparation prevents failure. Damn, I can't remember how it went. But if you're prepared and you constantly preparing yourself and prepping yourself for everything in life, not just that one event,
always be
ready.
Right.
Not even get ready, but always be ready and continuously working on being ready. So when that thing is presented to you in life, you can handle it, you can accept it. I missed out on a lot of opportunities because I wasn't open-minded and I wasn't preparing myself. And on top of that, the service industry, waiting tables, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say the service industry, but the waiting tables doesn't really challenge you on growth
at all. That's why the kids in that motherfucker,
right?
They grown
ass kids because they've never been challenged and forced to do something that's going to make them grow. Either move into management. Like, think about it. People who went into bartender were asked to become bartenders. It's not because they were like, yo, I'm gonna become a server, then I'm gonna become a bartender. And some do.
The majority, it's just, you know, who they. Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, they just making that quick money. They're gonna come in and get in and call it a day.
The thing about it is it's not good enough money for you to kind of level up.
Yeah.
It's just good enough money for you to
because you don't see a for real raise.
Right.
It's not like somebody telling you like you're gonna be making more money. You know, as a bartender you make more money, but it's not like, okay, I'm getting a promotion, they about to give me an extra 5,000 or extra 10,000.
I was talking about just the industry in general. Like serving and bartending. I just feel like it's not enough money to really transform yourself into grow into something else, I feel. I
don't think it's the money. I think it's again the decisions and the actions you make while you're there, because the money is going to stay the same. It's about, do you actually want to grow within this industry? And this industry it's not made for you, or it doesn't drive you or inspire you to really grow unless you went to culinary school and you were trying to go into the kitchen and grow within the kitchen. I only know a few people who've gone into management from serving or bartending because, either they were getting older and their responsibility changes and the title of server was no longer something you wanted to carry in your late 30s going into 40s. You'd rather be considered a management. But realistically, we're making way more money. I never thought about the airport being a raise until it took me 3-4 years to realize how much of a raise the airport was for us. For instance, I was making $33K when we were working curbside. And then last year, after 3-4 years of doing this, I had $45K.
Nice.
That's a $10,000 to $12,000 raise for switching locations. But it took me 3 years to realize I was going to make that much more money or that raise, because I went up like maybe 3 or 4 G's every year.
Right.
So think about my perspective would have changed if I'd have known, okay, I'm getting a $4,000 raise this year. Or my income is going to go up another $3,000 to $4,000 this year.
And I think
I would pay attention to my money.
That's when it's like, when it's coming so fast.
It's coming so fast. Because at the end of the year, once I get my W-2s and I make that realization, because I don't know a lot of cats who are keeping track of their money. So once I get my W-2s and I make that realization, it's over with because I've already made it.
Right.
I didn't know that's how much I was going to make.
Right.
It was at the end of the year, and I look back in hindsight 2020, I'm like, Jack, where did this money go? So It's preparation, you dig? It's preparation, and that's the thing that for the different levels of life, I try to prepare people who are younger than me. I don't care what your ethnic background is. There are certain generalizations that's just gonna come with age, and I try to talk to younger people. Right, as a human being, I try to talk to younger people to kind of get them to have a open look on life and growth. Because sometimes when your parents tell you that, you don't want to accept it because it's your parents.
Right. And you looking at them like they don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know what they're talking about. So you don't realize your parents are actually trying to get you prepared for those different experiences. But when you have somebody who's not directly connected to you, but you can still look at them, or it's somebody you admire, or you just like what they have to say.
Right.
You take it in and you absorb it a lot better. So when I wait tables, anytime I see a 16, 20, 21-year-old teenager, young adult, whoever, I try to get some stuff across to them. And their parents appreciate it because it sounds like the parents are mad.
That's like your role at this point in your life?
I'm not. Yes, I do. Yeah. That's why I'm doing this podcast. Right. That's why I need to start getting into mentoring. You know what I'm saying?
You're trying to enter
Big brother.
Mentor.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, I think at this point in my life, I have experiences that allow me to pass and to teach and educate younger people on life experiences. Because we get the formal education. A lot of us don't get the hard knocks life unless you grew up in the hood, poor as hell. And that's why those cats grow up faster and might have some level of success that we don't have, because they were forced to grow up faster and learn how to handle money and make money at a young age to survive. So I think that's why their experiences are different. But for the most part, no, nobody's preparing us for the life. They just, like my mom used to say, you don't want to rush to be an adult. Adult living is not all it's cracked up to be. That's not preparing me.
Right. That's going to make me be a kid for the rest of my life.
It's going to make me want to stay young. That's going to keep me in the Peter Pan syndrome. That's not going to prepare me for the next phase.
I also used to hate when people say you're in the best years of your life at 18. I hated when people said that. Well, I remember when we graduated. This is like the best time of y'all life. This is like a time you'll never have again, which I get it. We're not going to ever be together again. It's your class. It's a special time. But to tell me at 18 that this is the best moment of my life, I don't think that's a good thing to tell 18-year-olds. When you plan on living until, I would like to live until 80, 90, 100 years old.
Right. So
why would 18 be?
Because that's only 18 years out of an 80-year experience. So it's like 62 more years that you're not right.
I wish they would treat adult like it was awesome. Adulthood, like it was just this
it's
cool
great.
thing. Like,
that would probably inspire you to want to do more and be better at what you do.
Adulthood should be like that. It should have a reputation of being awesome.
You shouldn't dread becoming an adult when that's something that you have to do.
Right. You're gonna make motherfuckers die.
Right. But again,
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us.
I think that used to be my theme song, homie. Because there's a million toys at Toys R Us that I could play with. From bikes to trains to video games.
Well,
it's the biggest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, because if I did, it couldn't be a toy. Because that's bars, baby. That's bars, man. That's bars, man. It's funny they were saying that, but that's a perspective that people need to take.
Right.
Like, yo, we still caught in that Toys R Us Peter Pan syndrome, bro. But getting back to like being prepared, I think, preparation is the best key for everything. You don't go into a test blind and expecting to pass or have success. You prepare yourself for a test. And I feel like every experience and everything we do in life is preparing us for some test that you're about to go through. And if you're not constantly grooming yourself to be prepared for that, you're going to end up in that stagnant area. You're going to end up being stuck, stale, frustrated, not knowing what direction you want to go in. You don't have any goals set for yourself, and you don't have any directions, because you need to know at every key point of your life, when you're being tested, that's going to get you ready for that goal. Like, if you got a goal, you're ready for that test. Everything that comes at you, you're going to be prepared for. And
preparation is key.
Preparation is key, 100%.
Was that your light bulb moment?
That was my light bulb moment.
Oh, okay.
That's been my light bulb moment in life, though.
Oh, that's what's up.
Big time.
That's what's up.
I never thought about preparing myself. See, I'm a gamer. We don't prepare ourselves as gamers. We just jump in, go in, and then experience it.
That adrenaline.
You get that adrenaline, take an L, come back and do it all over again and take it an L, which is actually, all jokes aside, has prepared me for life, because you're going to take L's in life. And when you take that L, you got to be able to go hit that reset button, pop that quarterback in, get back up, and go at it again, and not let it discourage you from getting your task or your goal, which is to beat the video game.
I think my light bulb moment is you have to recognize when you're stagnant. You got to be able to see the stagnation and,
True.
learn from the stagnation. And don't be in denial about the stagnation. Like, the first step is admitting shit ain't going nowhere.
Right.
The first step is look around and I'm where I was last year.
That's what happened.
The year before that,
That's funny you say. That's what happened with my business. I was sitting around and I realized we was in stagnation.
And that's even with relationships.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta be like, hey, babe, where we going? Like, what we doing?
Son. Because we get so comfortable in relationships.
Right. Yeah. Even married couples.
Yeah, they get comfortable.
Yeah.
And you gotta constantly even my past one, I realized I was starting to get stagnant and I was starting to get too comfortable in that relationship and I wasn't putting forth the effort to surprise her, to make her happy, to do certain things that made her feel special.
Relationship, that's work.
Yeah, man. That's why I say if you're not in the mind frame and you haven't leveled up to that point, chill, enjoy yourself. You don't need to be running out there trying to appease somebody else and you still trying to figure out yourself and what makes you happy.
Right.
So it's all good, man. I enjoyed that conversation. That was deep, man.
That was a good one. It felt good too.
It did.
But you got any last words?
Nah, man. I just want y'all to go subscribe. Hit that button at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, share, and subscribe. Sending those emails to our website. You dig? To the Lite-Bulb Moment website. Tell your friends. Just help us grow. You dig?
Right.
Promoting, push it. We appreciate the love. Anybody listening to us, thank you for the support. Big time.
And I agree. Everything you said, and it feels.
What was that? That long ass pause. You gonna make me edit out that long ass pause. They're gonna be like, hold on, nah, that's a big gap.
Y'all enjoy your day.
Yeah, man, it's Awesomeneer. You can find me at Awesomeneer, Instagram, Awesomeneer17. Same thing on Facebook. You can find the Lite-Bulb Moment podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Right.
We don't have Snapchat, huh? No Snapchat. Yeah, man, just look us up. We're gonna post daily affirmations and everything for you all.
And at Deshaun Garon over here. So, peace out.
One love. Be good.